Desiree. I'm filling in for Tony at the moment. See, you'll notice that I'm wearing my Tomb Mold shirt, and Tony's not really available, but I have my mouth wide open just for whenever he comes back. Because let me tell you, that is one huge package. I mean, everybody keeps talking about how great it is. Anyway, we're going to be announcing on this live stream that shirts are available for the channel, so be sure you buy one. I'm sure that when he gets back, I'll be ready to...
Hey, stop stealing my live stream, you cunt! How we doing, everyone? Welcome to another lovely Killbot and Gor Gor Attack live stream. Got my blow-up lady friend Desiree right here. She likes to open her big mouth. But I'm not a domestic abuser. See, I'm not a domestic abuser. See, when I choked her a minute ago, it's because she likes it. She likes the DS play stuff. She also likes the cosplay stuff, which is why I have this witch hat on. You know, it's a newer phenomenon, and it turns the ladies on. Sometimes you gotta violate yourself in weird ways. That way people, you know, that way women will date you and stuff. You know what? I'm gonna have her sitting up here. And I'm going to stand up a little bit for this live stream since I don't really do that stuff ever. For some reason. Let's see. Stand up right here. Alright. So, we are on live stream number 7. In the 4 years I've been doing this YouTube channel, the amount of live streams I've done on YouTube has been number 7. How about that stuff? That's not a whole lot. I mean, I actually enjoy doing this here a lot more than I do Instagram, because on Instagram, it's like it doesn't really go in nice directions, honestly. Here, anything can happen. More people view, more people tune in. I like it. So, let's talk about anything. Let's talk about relationship problems. Let's talk about things that are happening in your lives. Let's talk about bands. Let's talk about other YouTube channels. Let's talk politics, preferably not. I like to stay out of that stuff. So, let's talk about anything. I'm going to read some comments, and you know what? Before I begin, I'm going to set a little timer right quick for 45 minutes, because I don't want this to go on too long, and if it goes on anything past that, then it's going to be a nice little bonus, and I'm having trouble keeping this thing up, so... Alright. Let's see. Cult Crypt says, Exhumed. Let's talk about that. Okay. What about Exhumed? Let's see. I'm going to read these a little bit. Let's see. System of a Down says, hey, if you see this, know that I love you and the channel. Aw, thank you. Alpha Royale says, Alpha Royale asks, hey, Killbot, if you had to choose only one, Ghoul or Gwar? Ghoul at this point, because Ghoul is more heavy, I think, but also Gwar just isn't the same without Dave. Now, if Dave was still alive, it would be a tough match. I don't know if I could pick one or the other, because that'd be like picking favorite children. Let's see. Chrono Wild says, Tony, if you see this, capitalized, I have a real problem. My crush said death metal is emo. Well, you got bad taste in women, my friend. You need to go get the women who are on these forums and that watch my channel and watch and follow my Instagram and stuff. There are plenty of honeys your age out there. You just have to find them. I'm not into them though. I'm into corpses. SJP145. Hey Killbot, do you like any of the modern KMFDM albums? You know, I haven't actually heard any KMFDM past World War III. I thought that was a good album, but honestly, I just prefer the classic stuff like Nile, Money, Naive, even though that's got some filler tracks on it. To be totally honest with you, I think Frontline Assembly is one of the few industrial bands, the classic industrial bands that have aged well in the modern era. You know, it's kind of the same thing. I haven't heard much past 1999 Implode, but the other day I was listening to Artificial Soldier. It was really friggin' good. Tell you what, Frontline Assemblies made the transition into the new millennium a lot better than Skinny Puppy did, because Skinny Puppy, it's just not the same without Dwayne. Let's see. Georgia Bird. Hi, Killbot. Hi, how you doing? Let's see. Amnesiac. I've recently fallen out of metal and started listening to Radiohead, Bjork, and Kiro Panino. Do most people lose interest? I think some people might fall into the slump. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, John Hong of Agalock, there was a period of time when he didn't listen to metal anymore, and he was doing Agalock. So hey, oh, Boxy Brown just donated a whole $1. Thank you very much. Very gnarly. Let's see, Hybrid Fiend asks, where are you hiding the metal monster? We know you have him. I wish I knew. It's been a while since I heard from him. I miss that guy. Don't take my word on it. I don't really think he has a lot of interest in doing YouTube anymore, to be honest. But, I mean, I think, mostly because the adpocalypse hit, and it hit him pretty hard. So, I don't know. To him, it just wasn't worth the effort to keep going with the type of videos that he was doing and hardly getting paid anything. Okay. So, we're about 6.5 minutes in, and it's time to do some advertisement. Here we go. This is the first ever Killbot and Gor Gor Attack shirt. Sean Lotzenheiser designed the logo and the shirt. Want to give a good thank you to him. You know, let me see if I can change the exposure on this a little bit. Turns out I can't. Frig. Anyway, so nice shirt, and this actually is a slight misprint because I don't know if you guys can see it. This is more of a silver grayish color instead of the black and white that we both had planned. If you get it on Amazon, which I'll get to that in a minute, it's going to be black and white. But regardless, this is really cool. 4 years into this thing, and I finally have my own shirt. It's very awesome. So, where can you get it? Well, if you live in the United States, United Kingdom, and Germany, you can get it on Amazon. I have these in long sleeves and short sleeves, any size, up to 3XL. So, yeah, I have a lot of friends who are 3XLs, and they're like, oh, a lot of bands are on my shit list because they don't do any 3XLs. Oh, Metal Guardian just donated $1. Thank you, dude. Very awesome. But yeah, $18.99 on Amazon if you live in the United States, the United Kingdom, or Germany. Why it doesn't ship to the rest of the world, I have no idea. It's kind of frustrating, but this is where I get to the other part. If you live in other countries like Scandinavia, Mexico, Peru, Japan, any country, if you want a shirt, you're going to have to private message me, whether that's on Facebook, Instagram. YouTube doesn't offer a DM service anymore, unfortunately, but you can also do my Killbot email. Killbot&GorGorAttack at gmail.com. Please don't spam me, you will get blocked. I'm gonna try not to charge you too much. I know that international shipping can be expensive. What I'm asking for on the international shirts are gonna be $15 plus shipping. I don't know how much shipping is gonna be, so what's gonna happen is you're gonna have to message me saying your address, your size, what country you're from, and I'm gonna go on a shipping calculator and I'm gonna screenshot you how much the shipping is gonna cost, and therefore how much you owe me. Then I'm gonna give you a PayPal address, and you can and we can go from there. And yeah, there we go. Now on Amazon, of course, it's $18.99 plus shipping, unless you have Prime. If you have Prime, you're good to go. Hence why hence the price difference between the international orders and the U.S. orders. The shipping kind of pans out a little bit. It's a pain in the ass for international orders. You actually have to interact with somebody to get what you want. Who ever heard of that? And I'm something else that'll interest everybody, and this is for international orders and North American orders. I also have hoodies available. Basically, it's going to be the Killbot face logo thing, and on the back of it, it's going to say, "Metal every day keeps the doctor away." Those are going to run $30 a piece plus shipping. Once again, you're going to have to DM me for those. And before anyone complains about the price, just know that any concert you go to, most of the time hoodies are going to be from 40 to 50 bucks. So this is kind of generous. Yeah, definitely hit me up if you want one of those. Hit me up. You're gonna have to DM me. All right, we're 10.5 minutes in, and we have 146 fuckers watching this. Strike of the Beast asks, "Hey Tony, Gwar and Suffocation are on the same night at the same time. What do I do?" Go see Suffocation, because you can catch Gwar anytime. Ooh, Rooster Hat just donated 99 cents. Thank you, dude. Michelle Vite, wait, we have to DM you for the hoodies? Yes, you do, because those aren't available on Amazon, which I'm working on. I'm gonna do updates on what type of merch is available at what websites and what you have to do to get them. But for now, that's gonna be what has to be done. Like I said, Killbot and Gor Gor Attack, like all spelled out, no ampersand, at gmail.com. It's amazing the amount of variations on the name there are. Like on the YouTube channel, which you think would cause no mess ups with when people write articles and everything about how great the channel is. You know, there's 2 exclamation points and there's an ampersand. You know, the @ symbol for those of you who can't remember what that is. But on different websites, they have different rules when you're creating account names like Patreon. They have different rules. You can't do the ampersands or you can't do the exclamation points. Where's the style? You know, I chose it this way. That's on YouTube right now. That way there's style. But back to the guy's question. Suffocation and Gwar is going on at the same time. Go to Suffocation because you can see Gwar anytime, any year. And it's a good show, but Suffocation... Oh, Dandir just donated $5. Thank you so much! That feels good in both my holes. Anyway, so... Go to Suffocation because this is Frank's very last tour with the band. And as much as I love Terrence Hobbs and Suffocation, they're one of my favorite bands. It's just not the same without Frank. I mean, the fill-in singers are usually pretty good, but you know, the hat's off. I'm gonna leave it off. You know what? I'm gonna see Suffocation in Georgia. They're coming to Greensboro, but they're coming to Georgia. A friend of mine wants to go see them. I said, look, go see Suffocation if you like them at all, because this is the last time Frank's gonna be on tour with them. Excuse me. It's going to be the last time you ever need to see them. Ever. As much as I like Frank... No, wait a minute. As much as I like Terrence Hobbs and, you know, some of the fill-in singers are actually pretty good, but Frank is the voice of Suffocation. It's just not the same without him. So, go see Suffocation, this tour, and it'll be the very last time you ever need to see them. Good luck to you, man. Now let's see. Someone sent me a long one. Okay. There's Moon Man. Hey, I like you. I know you like blah blah blah. What do you think about Burzum disregarding that whole situation with Varg? I'm not really into him, but okay. Ethan Hopper. I wish Vorbin would come around. Yeah, me too. You know, it'd be great to just hang with those guys and see what they're up to, and I think ultimately right now they need to build the buzz and the momentum up a little bit before they can come to the United States. Because if they do come to the States, it's going to be a very short tour. Because yeah, they just don't have that big of an audience right now. They're getting up there though. Mr. Moo just donated $1. Thank you. Let's see, Acid Metal. My mom thinks you're annoying. Well, I think your mom is a bad parent. And, I don't know. Maybe she'll realize that one day when you disown her. You know, for not giving you money and supporting your love for your woman or something. I don't know. Just regular life advice. Like I said, if you got any life advice, relationship advice, just ask. That's why I'm here. Let's see. Nuno Azevedo asks, tips to find metalhead friends. Go to concerts. Go to concerts because you're going to see a lot of the same people at the same shows over and over again. We're all there for the same reason, our love for metal. It's like a cult, really. You know, Suicidal Tendencies is coming tomorrow night, I think. So guess who's all going to be there? A lot of the same people that were also there at Judas Priest a couple weeks ago. So, let's see. Mike Cranston says, be excellent to each other, everyone. Party on, dudes. Good advice, man. Good advice. And of course, just to make this live stream flow a little faster, let the metal flow. I got a whole list of things and subject matter and stories to talk about, of course. Let's see, we already got the shirts out of the way, like I said. If you want a shirt, they're available on Amazon after the stream's over. I'm going to have links available to those in the description for international orders, and for anyone who wants hoodies, you're going to have to DM me, and we can work out a shipping price. Let's see, what else? Oh, the therapy video. So, how many people have seen my video, metal therapy session? Have you noticed any continuity errors? Here's the thing about that video. It was a fun video to make. It's cool because Braxton was here. We spent a good bit of the afternoon doing the video, and it was fun. It was the most fun I had doing a Killbot video in a while. And meanwhile, his roommates were also here, like sitting right over there by the bed, watching this whole thing happen. Plus, they were good creative energy. It gave us the push to be funnier. We could improv lines. They could help direct us as far as the camera movements and like the end part. One of them held the monopod during the last section. Oh, cool! JP Carrasco Jr. donated $1. Thank you very much. We're at $10 worth of donations right now. Thank you to everybody who does that. Your contributions will keep me buying drugs and concert tickets and hookers. Anyway, so it was a fun video, but if anyone notices there's a minor continuity error near the end of the video, there's a see, I'm not going to tell you where exactly it is, but there's a section near the end of the video where at one part my legs are crossed, and then the very next frame I'm in the process of crossing my legs. I don't know if I'm surprised nobody picked up on it. I only noticed it after I upload it, but it's cool, you know. I mean, it's like the commentary for Evil Dead 2 says. Mistakes are important. Mistakes remind you that whatever you're watching is just entertainment. Makes it more human that way. Let's see, the Instant Classic set. I saw that shit. Okay, cool. Very awesome. Very awesome. And then, of course, we have the Death by Metal documentary. Oh, yeah. You know what? Let me grab the DVD so I can visually show you all this. Yep, the Death by Metal documentary. This is one of the reasons I like the Metalhead box. I made a suggestion. I said, please get the Death by Metal documentary. That way I don't have to pay $20 for it. I mean, they were going to do that anyway, regardless of my suggestion. But it was really cool. It was like opening a little Christmas present. Now, a couple parts I didn't put in the video. The bonus features on this were really cool. Actually, the bonus features were just as cool as the movie itself. There's a whole live set from 1991 or 1990 Spiritual Healing Tour, whenever the hell they play it. But yeah, there's also a little booklet commentary and everything. That's pretty cool. From Chris Reivert, Richard Christie, Ian Christie, Steve DiGiorgio. It's very nice. I was hoping that the Death by Metal page on Facebook would repost the video. It didn't happen. It's sad. I mean, I was hoping they would, but you know that would get me like 3,000 more views than it already has. But oh well. Hopefully they like it. Hopefully they get something out of it. I think it's a good movie. I mean, it fails in a few places, but I mean, for the most part, the presentation's really good. I mean, the issue I had with it is they should have interviewed more people. But what was really cool in the bonus features, they interviewed Obituary for a few things, like the history of Florida death metal. And they don't even appear in the movie. There's just this interview with Obituary. It's like, okay, that has nothing to do with death, but hey, pretty cool, it's Obituary. Oh, shit, the Instant Classic donated $1. Thank you. Thank you so much. But, yeah, another part, there was a little section on When Man and Machine Collide, the unfinished Control Denied album. Shannon Ham was talking about what happened with the tracks and why it hasn't been finished and all the problems they've been having recording it. And then Shannon said, "Oh yeah, I've been working on my own guitar tracks for the album. I got 5 of them down right now." Ooh, got 5 of them down right now. So that means that they're very slowly probably working on it. I mean, they've publicly said, "Oh yeah, we're never going to release this." Yeah, right. You know what I think's going to happen? I think Eric Greif is just waiting for the right time to release it. And can you imagine how huge that album is going to be when it gets released? Heads are going to roll. Let's see. Melanie Antlers, 21 minutes late. Well, you hear now. So very awesome. Somebody asks, Just Fred asks, is that a ghoul poster behind me? Yes, it is. Got this at their Philly show back in 2015. Very awesome show. But, yeah, can you imagine how big that album's going to be? If it comes out, it's going to be huge. It's going to sell hundreds of thousands of copies. So many Death fans and so many people are going to be going crazy over it. I would. There are those bootleg discs by Hammerheart Records. They're a defunct label now, but I showed one of them in my When Someone Loans You a Bunch of CDs video. The Chuck Schuldiner albums, the black one and the white one says Chuck Schuldiner, Zero Tolerance. The first 4 tracks on one of them are actually unreleased Control Denied demos that were going to be demos for that album. And they sound pretty damn good. So, I mean, it's a shame that those never got released, and it's a shame that they're taking so long to get done. But I'd love to see it happen. And so would everybody else. I'm going to chug a little bit of this. United by Heavy Metal. What's your favorite Napalm Death album? Have you ever seen them live? Well, yes, I saw them in 2015 with Voivod. Really awesome show. It was the second underground metal show I've ever gone to. And my favorite album by them would be From Enslavement to Obliteration. Love that album. Let's see. KFB Kentucky Fried Burgers. Tony, I've said this once and I'll say it again. Thank you for getting me into death metal. Absolutely, dude. That's what it's part of what my channel's about. By the fans, for the fans, exposing more fans. Acid Metal says, there's a techno artist named Killbot. Rest in peace. And you know something? That is exactly what kept my shirts from going live on Amazon for so long. I've been fighting with those idiots for 3 weeks to get those shirts available. And you know what happened? They kept rejecting the product over bullshit copyright infringement. It's like, copyright infringement? What the hell? I own the design, and the name isn't trademarked. So what the fuck? But anyway, yeah, so I was fighting with these idiots for 3 weeks, and I'm sitting here wondering, man, what the fuck is going on? Turns out this unknown techno band that you speak of, named Killbot. Yeah. Since Killbot was in the name of the product, Killbot&GorGorAttack, Gor Attack, that's what kept my shirts from being available so long. So I had to keep sending, emails saying, hey, I'm not infringing any copyrights. This is my channel. And so, finally they're up after about 9 billion years of waiting. Metal, I tried to find your songs on Amazon and Killbot popped up. I was like, burn it with fire. You know, I haven't put those songs on Amazon, Spotify, or iTunes. I should probably do that. I should also put it on SoundCloud too, since a couple people suggested those. I mean, the reason I'm keeping them on Bandcamp right now is just so that way, I don't know, people have the option to buy it, and I can make more royalties that way than I would with iTunes. But I don't know. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind having more options with those songs. Okay, now. Jacob Bretson. Bro, did population reduction break up? Where are they? I just got into them. Did population break up? Yeah, they broke up a few years ago. Part of it's because their drummer hates touring. And their guitar player, who I'm not going to name by name, but he's now with a bigger band because they have secret identities. He wanted to tour. The drummer didn't want to tour. So that's kind of why they broke up. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. I'd love to have another population reduction shirt. I have 2 of them, but they're both getting worn. Scotty of Tank Crime says he's not going to print anymore unless they get back together, which, I mean, I don't really blame him. Supply and demand's kind of tricky, but they're a great band. They're one of the beginning underground bands I ever got into. Let's see, Pedro Angel Salvadores. I love speaking Spanish. It's got a nice bouncy sound to it. I live in Argentina. Not many bands come tour here. What is a band that if they come here I must go see? Well, go see Guar. Go see Ghoul. Go see Ministry. Even if the new stuff sucks, the live show is still going to be good. Who else? X Order. Oh my God. Go see X Order. It's one of the best thrash shows you'll ever see. And let's see, who else is on this wall? If Suffocation comes to Argentina, go see them. Like I said, it'll be the last time you ever need to see them. Mayhem's really good. And really just follow Metal Injection. Metal Injection, all the time, they update their website as to what bands are going on tour and where they're going. I mean, they do it all the time, so check with them frequently. See what happens. Oh yeah, and Iron Maiden. Go see Iron Maiden too, because they're really good. Okay. MBYRR, looking forward to new goal. Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, they posted like a 4-second teaser on Instagram, and my dick got really hard. It got huge. I love Ghoul. Okay, so. Melanie Antlers, going to any more shows in North Carolina soon? Well, I thought about going to Suicidal Tendencies tomorrow night, which is happening in Greensboro, but it turns out Iron Reagan's not going to be with them. If Iron Reagan was going, I'd go just for them, but honestly, I don't really care about Suicidal Tendencies that much, to be honest with you. They're a good band, just not a band that I'd want to go out of my way to see at this point. Now, George Clinton is playing Greensboro Friday. He's 77 years old and he's still going, which is unbelievable. That is love and passion for the music. But he's retiring from touring next year. It's not a metal show. He's one of the original funk guys from the 60s and 70s, Parliament, Funkadelic. If you ever played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, his song Loopzilla was in it. So yeah, that's going to be a concert, and what's interesting is this place, the Blind Tiger, it's real small, so it's going to be like a parking lot concert. I don't know how they're going to have that done, but I can tell you there is going to be a lot of pot smoked at that show. I'm not even going to have to consume any. I can just walk in. Hey, y'all, how you doing? See George. So fun. Now, let's see who else. Alice Cooper's coming to Raleigh in October. I want to see that. Ministry's coming to Asheville in December, and like I said, I'm going to be in Georgia for Suffocation in November, so if anyone sees me, say hi. You know, just like I say, always come talk to me if you see me at shows. I know some people message me, hey, I saw you, but I didn't say hi. Well, why didn't you? Come on, I won't bite you. Hard. Okay, so scratch a couple of these off my list. Let's see, I talked about this. I talked about the logo. Talked about the continuity error. Talked about the death documentary. Talked about George Clinton. Let's see. Gabriel Ledesma. Is your normal speaking voice that's in your videos your normal voice? Most of the time. Like how I'm talking right now is basically my normal voice because I live in North Carolina, so obviously there's going to be a little accent. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll do the higher register like this. You know, that way I don't sound too low, you know? Because if I sound too low, then people are going to bitch and bellyache. Oh, vocal fry, blah, blah, blah. Do you even know what vocal fry is? I live in North Carolina. This is how we talk. I've lived here for 22 years, my whole life, so, I mean, good God. Melanie Antlers, I have talked to you. My Instagram name is Mantle. Yeah, I know that. But, you know, now you've crossed the line where you talk to me in person, so that's pretty cool. And Claire's kind of the same way. Claire Grantham, yeah, I'm seeing you in the comments. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. But that's D the 5150. What are your thoughts on Brett Hoffman's passing? It's tragic, really. Malevolent Creation's a pretty underrated band. Those first two albums they did, particularly, were really friggin' good, and the new one, the one that came out, the last one that came out, I forget when it came out, that was pretty damn good. I mean, they're an underrated band. They're not one of the more best-selling ones, unfortunately, but they're pretty brutal. I mean, they had a period of time where some of their albums and some of their stuff was a little, I don't know, uninspired sounding. But that's what most bands go through. I mean, Obituary did with Back from the Dead and the Santola albums. Not talking shit about Ralph Santola, but those albums weren't that great. And then, who else? Deicide, you know, when they had their bad period, they were terrible. Jesus Christ. Fucking In Torment and Hell, god damn. Luckily, the newer stuff is a lot better. So, Coconut Gums, please read this. My teacher asked me how metal can be relaxing. I told him it doesn't have to aim for a particular mood, it just has to satisfy. Exactly. I mean, even if it energizes you and just makes you run around and, you know, put your dick in cheeseburgers, you know, it still takes your mind off of the everyday shit that you have to deal with. You know, your girlfriend got crabs and you think you might have it? Well, just put on a Ghoul album. It'll lift your worries a little bit. You looked at original Postal versus Postal 2. Probably Postal 1, because I can pick it up and play it any day, and it's a little darker, it's a little more violent, I think. Postal 2 is pretty awesome. I actually beat that for the 4th or 5th time today, so it's funny stuff. It's one of the most violent games ever, and it's random. You know, if anyone's interested in the most outrageous, unbelievable video games ever, Postal 1 and Postal 2, go on Steam. They're on sale right now. I think they're like $1 and $2 each, respectively. And you'll be glad you picked them up. I mean, some people get a little crazy over the gameplay and what those games are like, but you know what? They're fun. Just don't play Postal 3. It sucks. Let's see, Marley Anderson, Postal 2 is banned in my country. I love Postal 1 though. Oh yeah, I hate that crap. You know, I've seen, like, in New Zealand, apparently, that game is banned in New Zealand, so if you buy that game, apparently there's like a $10,000 fine or something. A bit of an overreaction much? For owning a video game. It's not like it's gonna kill you. It's not like it's drugs. I mean, good God. Okay, we're at the 35-minute mark, so let's see. Oyen Lauren Adam, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, I probably did, asked the best Ghoul album. Personally, my favorite is Splattercrash, but honestly, I also really like Dungeon Bastards a lot too. I think it's the best produced, best sounding Ghoul album. That snare drum sound is unbelievable. I went crazy over the drum sound the day I got it, and I still go crazy over it. I mean, that drum sound, it's got so much attacks and so much sustain. I don't know what it is. It just sounds so full. I don't know what it is. Manhunt is banned here in New Zealand too. I had to buy it from England. Yeah, and you know what? Don't feel too bad, because here in the United States, the only version you can get of it on Steam and the PlayStation, I think, are the M-rated versions. They had to cut a bunch of stuff out to keep it from being AO. Which the very first version you get of it is AO, and I can't remember what platform it's on, but yeah. See, Continual Doggo is leaving. See you later, dude. Thank you for watching. Oh, excuse me. Speaking of watching. So, what else do we talk about? So, let's talk about Kiss for a little bit. How many Kiss fans do we have in the house? Personally, I've seen them 3 times live. I'm not going to see them ever again unless they bring Ace back. Peter, I don't give a shit about, to be honest with you. But this week they announced that they're going to do like a deluxe box set of the solo albums from 1978 at deluxe colored vinyl. And it's like, they sucked back then and they suck now! They're horrible, all of them except for Ace's. Ace is actually pretty cool, but you know, you listen. I'm serious. It was a folly. I don't care if you like Kiss or not, but it's because it's fun to listen to business stories and things that happen with the members and, you know, their success and everything. You know, they lived on the streets, they could hardly make it by, and then they released 3 albums, almost went bankrupt, and then they released the live album, great success. I mean, I like hearing success stories like that. Even though they're all shitty people, it's fun stuff to read into. They were about to break up. They were doing their shitty movie, Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park, which is, oh my god, it's so bad, it's great. I mean, if any of you can watch that movie, Kiss fan or not, it is, if you're into B movies and cheese, it's crazy. Anyway, they hated filming that movie. They hated it so much they wanted to break up. The managers came up with the idea, oh, instead of breaking up, let's just do solo albums. So they did 4 solo albums, all released on the same day, which was a bad idea. And they printed too many copies. They printed like 2 million copies, I think, because they were overconfident, and Kiss was overmarketed. Usually their albums sold, their concert tickets sold. They had Kiss everything. They had Kiss action figures, Kiss lunchboxes, Kiss comics, Kiss, Kiss everything. Kiss, you know. And so they thought that these solo albums were going to sell. Well, they printed 2 million records, and only 1 million of them sold or something like that. I could have had my numbers wrong, but it caused the label to go bankrupt. And why did they not sell? Because 3 out of 4 of them were garbage. Peter Criss, his solo album was basically easy listening jazz stuff that your mother and your grandparents would like. Not stuff that rockers want to listen to. Fucking, I mean, if you're listening to Plastercaster, you don't want to listen to Easy Thing. Gene Simmons, he had a couple good songs, but he also did a song called When You Wish Upon a Star. Yeah, if you ever wanted to hear the bass player of Kiss cover a song from Pinocchio, don't. nothing can prepare you. Then you got Paul's, which half of it's good, half of it hasn't aged well at all. Hold me, touch me, and think of me when we're apart. So those albums sucked. They didn't sell at all. Aces was the only one that had rock. I mean, this is cool shit. So yeah, financial disaster. So they're reissuing these solo albums in a deluxe box set, and it's like, why? They're nothing to be celebrated. People didn't like them back in the day, they don't like them now. Okay, cross that off the list. What else do I talk about? Okay, so I set up, oh yay, Raiden Urelli donated $1. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Robert Fox asks, favorite distortion pedal besides the HM2? Well, favorite distortion pedal. You know, I never really used a whole lot of distortion pedals. I like, I don't know, I like tube amps a lot. And, let's see, the HM2 is really what I use for the bass too, not just the guitar. But like Chains Unbound and Walking Dirt, that was going through an actual amplifier, and the HM2 was what I used for the distortion. Let's see, what I want to do is I want to try to get a Maxon pedal if I can, because that's what Benny Labella of X-Order uses. And it sounds really good. Like, he uses a combination of pedals. Like, he uses an EQ pedal, which I want, because that enhances the tone a lot. The Maxon and the North American Decimator pedal, I want to try that. Like, basically the stuff that he uses, I want to try to use, because his guitar tone is really fucking cool. God, I love that band. Anyway, what else? Yeah, so I was watching a Gilbert Gottfried documentary. Everybody likes Gilbert Gottfried. Well, there was a documentary of him on, Whoa. Drew Allen asks, want a free EQ pedal? Absolutely I do. Absolutely. Can always do the donations. Philip Lee asks, Tony, where do you usually buy metal shirts outside of shows? Well, I can get them off Tank Crimes. I can get them off Relapse. And the Metalhead Box sends me a lot of shirts too. So, I mean, there are different places I can go. Also, angryyoungandpoor.com. They got everything. Claire Grantham asks, hey Tony, do you think it's possible for a non-metalhead to like someone who is into metal? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I think that it's better when two metalheads get together, but you know, if it's a non-metalhead that likes a metalhead, maybe they can get into it a little bit. But if they're vehemently against the music, well, I don't know. I don't know if I can get down with that, because if I go to a concert and I'm going out with somebody, I'm going to want them to come with me. You know, I'm walking around these metal clubs and everything, and I'm seeing all these hot chicks with big boobies and everything. And, you know, if I got a girlfriend who's just like, oh, I want to stay at home, I don't want to listen to that shit, I'm going to be jealous, and I'm going to kind of grow resentful that she's not by my side, and I'm going to end up breaking up with her because I'm like, oh yeah, there's this chick over there who's wearing all this lace and all these tight clothing and leather and everything, and I think that's kind of hot, and you're over here, like, in a totally different league, so I appreciate your interest, but no thank you. Sounds kind of harsh, but it's nice to have preferences. People are like, oh, well, just because they don't like metal doesn't mean you shouldn't give them a chance. Well, I mean, it depends on the person. You know, I would like it if people were clean and took showers. But that doesn't happen every day everywhere you go, does it? It's just something we have to live with. Bad-smelling people. Now, let's see. What else do we have? What else do we have? Reading your comments. I'm just gonna tell a little channel story on this. You know what? Hold up. Michael Sesnowski, I need your help. Should I go see Suffocation in October in Pennsylvania? I'm not sure if I'm going to be killed. I'm 15, 5'11", 120 pounds. I want to mosh and stage dive, but I'm not sure. Live a little! You only get this one chance to see the real Suffocation. Go see it. You don't even have to mosh or stage dive. Just do it. Drew Allen, cool. Send me a message when you can later. I've got a 10-band EQ pedal I barely use, but sounds decent. Tell you what, why don't you message me via the Facebook page or the Instagram page, and we'll work something out, because, is it the Boss EQ? That's what I like to know. That's what Benny uses. He's been using that since he was 15 years old. Now let's tell a channel-related story, and I know the timer is going to go off on this in about a minute, so I'm just going to cut that off. The Ogre concert. Oh yeah, so Ogre solo band, and for any Ministry fans out there, Len to Gold, his Paul Barker Ministry, his side project, Len to Gold, they did a show together pretty recently, and they came to Carborough. It was an awesome show. We got there early because one of us in the group got VIP packages. So she got to talk to Ogre, she got to do the meet and greet, all this, all that, blah, blah, blah. We were standing around waiting for the doors to open, and turns out 30 minutes before the doors open, Ogre, he was sitting out on the patio outside, still talking to the VIP people. Just chilling, walking up and talking to them. Just being totally outgoing, being totally social. It's really cool. So we're like, uh-oh, maybe we can say hi to Ogre. You know, the three of us who didn't get the VIP package. And finally, after a few minutes of talking to people, he was like, okay, everyone, it was nice to talk to y'all. Hope y'all enjoy the show. Everyone's saying bye, and I was like, hey, before you go, can I get a picture with you, man? He's like, yeah, sure, make it quick. Thank you for coming out. It's my pleasure. I once spent $300 on a Skinny Puppy record. He said, wait a minute, didn't you do the YouTube video on it? Oh! How about that shit? Ogre, a fucking Skinny Puppy, recognized me from YouTube! That's amazing! Oh my god! He was like, oh yeah, thank you for... So we got to talk for a couple minutes. It was pretty nice. He suggested we all get a group photo with my friends and myself after I told him that shit. And they said, you know what, let's get another solo one, because I was holding whatever I was holding back there, and I asked him, I said, well, any chance of the older albums getting reissued at all on vinyl? And he said, well, hopefully not for your sake, since you spent $350 on that one. He said, well, the record label network, they reissued Bites and Remission on vinyl without our permission, so, yeah, but I want to thank you for doing the video, because it showed me that we still have value. Blew my mind. And for anyone wondering what video he's referring to, it is the Quest for Last Rites, which I did about 2 years ago, where I infamously spent $350 on the Last Rites album on vinyl. Amazing. 2 years ago. And Ogre, one of the biggest badasses in industrial music, saw the video. Okay. Oh, Gay Ray donated $2. Thank you very much. What's the most brutal mosh pit you've been in? That, my friend, would be Exodus. The Toxic Waltz happened, and everybody was in that pit. That was the best mosh pit I ever been in. That was crazy. And I've been in some good pits, but that was the best. It was friendly, but it was also brutal. You got bruises, but you didn't mind at all. And then obituary mosh pits, those are also crazy. Holy shit. Moshed a little for X Order 2 in New York that first night. That was crazy. Catherine Araz asks, how tall are you, Tony? 6 even. Alright, so we got the Ogre story out of the way, and meanwhile, Paul Barker, his band played, I think it's the first tour Len to Gold ever went on. it's not a, it's crazy because Lead to Gold, they released one album and a couple of EPs back in the early 90s, but the new album they got now, it's better than all that shit. Like, the production's better, the songs are better, it's well-rounded, and it's gonna age a lot better, but, yeah, having been obsessed with 80s and 90s Ministry the past year or so, I want to say hi to Paul after the show. So, after the show, I got in line, he was selling his own merch, and he talked to me for a good 5 minutes. Holy shit. That's my rule. It was in my Going to Your First Metal Show video that I put out a couple weeks ago, that if any band if you try to talk to any band, they're probably not going to want to give you more than 10 seconds. This guy gave me 5 minutes. I mean, he was at the merch table, there was nobody behind me. I just talked to him, I said, hey, you know, want to say you put on a great show, you're one of my favorite bass players, and I've had your poster above my bed for the last year or so. And he was like, oh, thank you. You know, he talks all feminine and everything. And he was cool. He played one of those baritone guitars on stage, and I was curious about that because the string gauge sizes, I didn't know exactly what he was playing. And he gave me a nice lesson on that, and the Fender Bass 6s, which I want one now. But, yeah, got a picture with him. He was an absolute fucking gentleman. You know, I didn't realize how tall he was either. He was pretty tall. Now, Ministry, the actual band Ministry, they're coming to Asheville in December. I've never been to the Orange Peel before. It's 3 hours away from me. That's going to be a hell of a drive. Hopefully I can meet Al. Maybe I can get both those guys. Picture of both of them. Seems like Al's calmed down a little bit since he started smoking pot. It's weird, Al. He's one of those guys where I feel like I'm not supposed to like him because he's gone on record several times saying he hates his fan base, but honestly the music's so good that I still like it. I mean, the last 3 albums are horrible, but whatever. I mean, Filth Pig, frig, look at that. That's the Filth Pig poster I got right there. Right above my desk, so. Okay. Let's see, who asked this? Philip Lee, best death metal album of 2018 so far. Trying to think of stuff that came out this year. I haven't been listening to a lot of whole new albums. But see, what's come out this year? Oh, I know the new Midnight came out. If you call that death metal. It's probably not, but Metalhead 98. Have you ever fought anyone at a show? No, but someone tried to fight me once. It was at a Cannibal Corpse show, and I was crowd surfing, and while I was crowd surfing, a few people didn't catch me right, and I sank to the floor. Well, I guess as I sank to the floor, I must have accidentally hit someone in the face with my shoe. And as I was getting up, this cunt was pulling on my hair, and I was trying to get back up, and once I got back up, I could see she was trying to swat at me. A tall guy that was standing right next to her, he saw what was going on, and he escorted her out of the club. I mean, look, if you're gonna stand up front, close to the stage, accidents are gonna happen. People are gonna stage dive. People are gonna hit you the wrong way. The mosh pit might get too crazy. I mean, I know what it's like. It happens to me all the time. But if I'm gonna be up front, trying to catch picks and set lists and everything, then that's what you gotta deal with. Alright, we're at 55 minutes. I guess I should end this in 5 minutes because I don't want to go any longer than an hour. I'm amazed that it hasn't crashed like last time. Lucan Chung asks, how many people DM you Slayer? Quite a lot. I usually don't respond. I mean, how do you respond to that? Amelia Massimino, how do you feel about some symphonic metal bands like Nightwish and Within Temptation? Also, I think you're funny and cool. Why, thank you. Well, I enjoy those bands. like Therion. I like them quite a lot. It's different type of stuff. It's nice to hear different things. Actually, the next video I'm working on is going to be about throwback bands, these new old school sounding bands, and the dangers of too many of those, or not enough originality, that type of thing. So that's going to be the next video I work on. Just clarify, I'm not going to say, oh, these new old school bands are bad. No, there are some really good ones out there, but I mean, if you have too many of them, it creates a little fatigue in the genre, you might say. I'll get into it. Let's see. A-Man 1998. Why do you think Ministry never plays Jesus Built My Hot Rod at their shows? Well, to play that, you would have to have Gibby Haynes of the Butthole Surfers to tour with them. Because he's the one who did the vocals on the song, and Al is notorious for not getting along with anybody, so I don't know. I don't know if they've had a falling out or what. Gibby was on that one song with them. I don't know. Plus, Al seems to have a big contempt of some of his bigger hits, like Stigmata, which honestly I don't care one way or another about that song. But let's see. Aiden Simpson, have you updated your Battle Vest recently? No, because I just don't really wear my Battle Vest a lot. Battle Jacket a lot. I usually wear my leather, and that's as far as that'll go. Let's see. Marley Anderson, thanks for getting me into Industrial. Killbot, thank you. Or do you like Beharit? They're one of my favorites. I don't know them. Jeremy Harvey asks, how expensive is it to live in North Carolina? Well, I'll tell you something. There are a lot of New Yorkers here. So if the New Yorkers are coming to North Carolina, of all places, they're a little fucked up for doing so because this is North Carolina, but if all these New Yorkers are coming to North Carolina, it must be cheap. Sal Lyles, not recommended in North Carolina heat. Yeah. North Carolina heat is no joke. Let's see. Jake Patton, what did you think of the Deep Purple and Judas Priest concert? I'm going to mine tomorrow. I thought it was pretty good. Now, Deep Purple, they're not an energetic, get on your feet and cheer type band like Judas Priest is. They're more of a sit and watch and be mesmerized type band. Because here's the thing. They didn't move around a whole lot. They look like they just got out of a retirement home. But it's their final tour. Ian Gillan is 73 years old. So, I mean, what can I say? But Priest, go for Priest, because it is awesome. We got 2 minutes left, so I'm going to steal a joke from someone I talked to on Instagram. What does the mafia and pussy have in common? Anyone? One slip of the tongue and you're in deep shit. Oh dear God. Okay, scratching that off the list. United by Heavy Metal. What's your favorite Boston album? The first one. No brainer. Really good album. Walk On is also really good. I think Corporate America and Life, Love, and Hope are absolute garbage, but what else can I say? Okay, we are at 59 minutes, so I want to end this pretty much right now. Unless, of course, y'all want to, I don't know, spend another 5 minutes and I can show you my guitar pick collection and my setlist collection. May as well do that. And for anyone who's asking why the image is mirrored, it's because I'm using the front camera. That way I can read comments. Because I can't do this on the computer. I don't have internet. I'm using phone data right now. Let's see. So I keep my set list, my guitar picks, and my concert tickets right here in this little book right here. So what do we have? Bass string that was used by Steve Tucker. I saw them on the first show of the recent tour. They were in Charlotte, North Carolina. Somebody I knew was friends with Steve, so he hooked me up with that. So you got a show flyer for the Black Metal Festival I went to about a year ago, had Lastravi. For those of you who don't know, I filmed the whole Lastravi set, and it was one of the better and one of the last shows they ever did because they're broken up now, unfortunately, but let's see. Now, for some of these, if they don't have the dates or the band names on them, what I like to do is I like to put these stickers on the corners of them. That way I know what band it is that songs tell us. But we got Striker right here. We got Dark Tranquility. We've got, let's see, what's this? Got Exodus. Very nice. Got Druid Lord. Got Wolfpack Black with the singer of Anthrax, Dan Nelson, who was in the band for 5 minutes and sucked. We got Intrepid Bastards. We've got Doyle. Got Morbid Angel, autographed by Steve Tucker and their drummer. I forget his name. We got Pelorian, and these numbers right here were effects on the second guitar player's pedal board. Got Obituary. And we got Winter Sun. And what's really cool about this is, for Winter Sun, they knew that a bunch of people were going to want set lists, so they had 4 on the stage. And after they handed those 4 out, one of the guitar players, he went off stage, grabbed like 10 of them, and passed a bunch of these out. See, we got concert tickets. We got, you know what, I gotta read this. Iron Maiden and Alice Cooper right here. Kessin, Def Leppard, awesome show. Nine Inch Nails, Soundgarden, and Dillinger Escape Plan. 2 of those bands aren't around anymore. Carcass, Exhumed, Obituary, and Noisem. That was my first underground death metal show. I've been saying it wrong for years that my first metal show was Carcass and Obituary. It's not my first metal show, it's my first underground metal show. That was my fault. I've been saying it wrong for years. Really, my first metal show ever was Iron Maiden and Alice Cooper. So, I mean, that's my fault, really. But got Ghost in Philadelphia last year when it was still Papa 3. And now there's Cardinal, and he's not as good, unfortunately. Got Exorder The Law, and now we got Exorder Night 2 in New York and in New Orleans. Got Morbid Angel. Concert I was talking about. Got Slayer, an actual ticket, because some people like the print tickets. I actually like the other ones more. Got the VIP wristband from Exorder in Chicago. I saved that. Deep Purple and Judas Priest ticket. I got a lawn ticket digitally, and they were handing these out. Seat tickets. Because the hurricane ruined the show. You know, a lot of people were scared to come out because the storm, Florence, a lot of people were busy preparing for that, and nobody could get a straight answer on when exactly it was coming. Now, guitar picks. We have Mr. Terrence Hobbs, which is autographed, got Possessed, Gravehuffer, Doyle, Dietrich of Lords of Acid and Beauty and the Suffering, Obituary, Trevor Perez, Creator, Cannibal Corpse, a shit ton of Exorder picks, Anton Evil Goat. Of course, here's the backs of all those. It's really cool. So you got Marzi Montezeri, you got 2 Warcurse picks right here, got Carolina Metal, that Metal Fest that Lastravi played on. Dark Tranquility, got 2 Power Trip picks. Devin Townsend, another Obituary pick, this time from Ken Andrews, and we got Ex Mortis. So, my guitar pick and setlist collection, and on the wall over there is Cannibal Corpse and Obituary, the first time I saw Cannibal Corpse. For some reason, that's still framed. I don't know. I guess it's because it was probably the best concert I've ever been to. Alright, so we're at 64 minutes. I guess it's time to end this. So, I want to thank every single one of you for watching this for so long and donating and enjoying everything and listening to the stories and talking to me. It's very nice. A lot of holes have been filled. A lot of decks have been conjured. Like I said, t-shirts are now available on Amazon. I'm going to try to have links in the description right here. But yeah, $18.99 plus shipping on Amazon unless you have Prime. Any size. Got these in long sleeves and short sleeves. And for international orders, you're going to have to DM me. I'll try to work with you on the price a little bit. It's I'm basically asking $15 plus shipping, but you're going to have to message me with your address, and I can calculate the shipping, work with you a little bit on that. And for hoodies, for anyone, American orders and international orders, if you want hoodies, it's going to have this on the front, and on the back of it, it's going to say "Metal every day keeps the doctor away." I'm asking for 30 plus shipping. If you want those, you're going to have to DM me. I'm going to do a video on all this stuff, so that way anyone who misses this stream gets to see. But yeah, let's do this. Finally got some shirts, and I want to have some stickers available and other types of merch. I'll keep everybody updated on that. You can follow me on the Facebook page. I got an Instagram page, and I have a Patreon, which I recently updated. Updated the rewards, lowered the prices of some of the rewards, added the rewards. The shirts are actually one of the rewards, so if you want to do those, you're more than welcome to do so. Got Skype sessions, got voicemail rewards, gratitude awards for those who want to do $1 and $5 things. I'll put your name in the description box. That's for anyone who donates. But yeah, thank y'all, and grind on.